Hi there, if you've clicked on this video, you want to know how to make a windshield. Well, there's my old one. I've had it for many years and I've had it over many miles, and now it's starting to crack a little bit at the bottom. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to make a new one and show everyone out there how I make my new one. This one has been used for my gas stove, great little windshield, and also for my stick stove as a reflector and a windshield. Only weighs 40 grams. Check it out on the side. Let's actually get on and make one. So this is what you need. So here's a few items that you will need. You will obviously need a baking tray, size dependent on the size of the windshield you'll be making. These are very cheap, and if you can see down there, this one costs £1.99. You will need something to make a few holes in it. I've got a leather punch. Previously I've used a paper punch, but I suppose you could even use your knife. And you'll need something to cut with, either a kitchen scissors or an NT cutter. I do have a ruler here, but it might not be necessary as there are lines on the side of the tray. So there are straight lines and there's straight lines there. So I'll probably just cut along those. Anyway, let's get on with it. Well, the first step is to cut off these sides here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead with it. Now we're going to just trim it around the edges. At this point I think I'm actually going to use my ruler. So I've got a little Sharpie here. Do be careful, because this tin foil can be really sharp. I'm lining this one up with the line on the actual tin foil baking tray. We'll try the NT cutter and see how it cuts. I think it's better to go with the kitchen scissors. The NT cutter did cut through, but just ripping the blade up. It's not as good as the scissors. Well, so far so good. That wasn't too difficult. Just took a scissors and chopped around the edges. So we've got ourselves a nice little rectangle, and now what we're going to do is just check the sides, because there's a few little pieces that are sticking up that are quite sharp. So I think the best thing is we're just going to rub them down with either the edge of the scissors or the ruler. That little scrape down wasn't too difficult. I suppose if you also had a little file, you could give it a file, but I don't think it's necessary. So our next port of call is to fold the edges over. I'll show you my old one. So you can see from the old one that the edges are folded over both sides, and that obviously prevents any sharp edges from cutting through your finger, which is not a nice thing. So we want to be extra safe, and it's at least 2 folds. So my one had 2 folds on that, so we'll do 2 folds. And what we're going to do is we're going to do fold the lengthwise first and then the widthwise second. In order to do that, the best thing to do is to take a ruler and actually make a little indentation in the metal before folding it, otherwise it will fold a little bit skew. a very soft indentation should enable it to fold nicely. You should be able to see that it is folding on the little indent that I made. It's not very visible, but there is a little indent there. You just flatten it with your thumb. So it's flattened as much as possible with a thumb. Doesn't need to be really strong. Just push it down and it will go nice and flat. You don't want to tear the tin foil with the edge of the ruler or the edge of the whatever piece of metal you're using. There you are. So you can see that's where it's been folded over. Over there. There's the fold. And there's the side. Well, now we're going to fold it again, but because there is one fold there already, I'm not going to mark it and give it an indentation. I'm just going to fold using the edge of the fold that is already there as the marker, and it really helps bring that second fold down. Now folded the second time, I'm just going to give it that light run over with the ruler, just to give it a bit of a second layer, and let me show it to you and you'll see what it looks like. So as you can see, there's the second one from the side, nice and neat. And now we're going to do the same for the other length, and then we're going to do the same for the widths. So I'll bring you back once I'm finishing that. Well, it's completed as far as the folding goes, and we've got a nice smooth and safe edges on all the edges. As you can see, they've been folded up nicely. It's pretty difficult to see, but which is probably a good thing, but there you can see the edge. So that's been safely done, and now we're going to put a few holes in the bottom. My wife lent me her hole punch. This is a leather hole punch, so I'm just setting it to the biggest setting. In the old one I used this punch, which is just a paper punch, so you could use that as well. And there we have it. That is my air holes for now, and that is my windbreak. Well, it looks like the windshield is nearly complete. I've folded them all up. You can see I've got some nice little air holes there. I've only put in 5. You can always put more in or less. It's really up to you. So I think the first thing we want to do is just roll it up so it's nice and rollable and fits nicely into whatever you want to fit it into. Also, once it's rolled, it will surround your gas stove nicely. So there is the finished product. Got the holes in the bottom. Easy to roll up. and easy to pack away. 35 grams, not too bad. I do know that you can get the titanium ones, which are quite a bit more expensive but also a little bit lighter. So that is another option for you. All that's left to say is thank you very much for watching. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments, and if this is your kind of content, do subscribe. Stay safe everyone. All the best. Bye.